So you were raised in a certain manner, right? And you want to transform. So it could be because you have realized or you have kind of pinpointed a certain characteristic or skill that you need in your career or to develop your relationships, right? And by relationships, I do not mean romantic relationships only. It can be family, it can be friends, it can be, all kinds of relationships. Or it can be like your wellness, right? You want to kind of become more holistic in your approach in your wellness and your nutrition. And it's something that you did not grow up with during your upbringing. So this is something that is very common in all adults. And before we move forward with this, let's talk about hi. Right. My name is Natasha Evangeline and I am a mindset coach. I am a speaker, I am a blogger, I am an entrepreneur and a firm believer of living a life of progress, right? You don't want to be in the same place that you are today in the next 6 months, be it in your personal development, intellectual capital, human capital, any bounds of your life. You want to progress in one way or the other, which is, what we are supposed to do. We can't stay stagnant. We have to keep developing, right? So let's talk about the statement, I want to transform, but I wasn't raised in this manner, right? Let's talk about how this is a counterproductive statement. Why? Because of the results that it brings to your mindset, right? This is a double-edged sword, right? It cuts both ways because you are thinking about the past, right, how you were raised, and you're also thinking about the future. So this is it results in stress, anxiety, high blood pressure, health problems, a whole list of kind of results that come from thinking about this statement in just this way. So you want to move from a monkey mindset, which is an unruly state of mind that is involving chaotic thoughts and emotions without any solution whatsoever, right? So you're time traveling past, future, and it's just going to be like a spiral of thoughts and emotions that are going to happen. So you want to practice mindfulness, right? You probably have heard this word often, but it is very important and imperative. And if you know exactly how to practice mindfulness, you can change a lot and you can approach different things in way better ways that actually bring solutions to your problems. So let's anecdote. So right, I have a client, right, and this client had certain reflex physical reactions to problem solving. So whenever they thought about solving a problem or something complex, they ended up tapping their foot, or they ended up having had gestures that they only were aware of after someone pointed out that, are you okay? Do you want to go to the bathroom? Something like that. So what we did with this client is we went through a series of questions that kind of elicited the emotions that they go through during that process, the reactions, and how that reaction is related to their thought process and the absent-mindedness of what is that situation causing their body to do, right? So 2 facts about this is a true story, and it is not a client, it is myself. So this is something that is a process, and it doesn't really take place once and you're done with it. It takes a couple of practice, because it's like going to the gym. You practice mindfulness every single day up to a point where the situations do not affect your reactions. So you want to move from a point where you react and engage to the problem, but you kind of get to a point where you can control the interaction with the problem. So notice the movement from engaging to the interaction. So you have uncertainty and fear of the future, and you also have regret from the past or things that you want to change. So you move from those 2 ends and you come to mindfulness, which is you in the present, what is happening, what is the way forward. So by interacting with your self and being mindful of what's going on with your body, you get to a point where you interact and you don't work on fixing the problem, but you're working on controlling the changes, controlling and changing the environment or the problem in order to move forward. So you move from a spiral to progress, right? So the benefits of mindfulness, you reduce anxiety, right? Stress reduction, because you are no longer focusing on controlling things that are in the past or that are in the future, but you are no more focused on, okay, the present. What's the way forward? What is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? And how can I change these things? And by changing those things, without knowing, you're already moving forward with developing a certain characteristic or curbing a certain habit, for example, procrastination and stuff like that. The other advantages that you have here is an improved reaction to your problems, as well as keeping attention inside. So you don't want to keep the attention to the external and the effects of the surroundings, but more of the inside and yourself. So why is the importance of mindfulness in relation to the statement that we have today? I wasn't raised in this manner, but I would like to transform in any regard. So this problem solving becomes more specific with my clients, with like an overview of the situation, an overview of the emotions, the reactions, and the changes in communications regarding a certain situations. But I will have to provide a very generic explanation, since this is kind of not focused but more of general. So from a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner point of view, I would say that by defining the thoughts and the behavioral patterns that happen because of the circumstances, you view them not as something good or something bad, right, that I need to change or that is happening to me, but more like something that is, it's information. So this is information of self, more understanding of the self, and more conscious and aware of the self, the thoughts, the actions, the reactions to different circumstances, that is useful to the development in like any aspect of life that you want to develop, right? So this is the shift that you want to get to a point of, that is progressive and not just gets you in like a monkey mind kind of situation, right? So here is like an actionable plan that I can provide you today that can help you with the monkey mind. So you get to a point where, okay, you are thinking, I was raised in this manner, and this is my upbringing and the effects of my upbringing, but I want to become greater, I want to become better and transform, right, for the benefit of, ecological benefit or even self-benefit. So you can in fact stop. So you can actually tell yourself, okay, stop, think. And what's going to happen in that thinking process? It is more effective, and I usually advise my clients to write down. So make sure that you get to the present, write down the emotions and the thoughts that are going through your mind regarding that situation, right? What and how can I interact with these emotions? Because this is for the good, and this is great information that is going to help me in kind of developing a better personality, or developing my relationship, or even developing myself in my interactions with my workmates, right? Because wherever you are, there is interaction, and that is a fact, and you can't get rid of that. So this is the point where you want to get into kind of be knowledgeable of the situation, the circumstance, the reactions, and get to a point where you do not focus on the future or the past, but it's more focused on the present and what you can change in that moment. And by changing each moment, you will see that you will not be at the same space that you are today and the space that you're going to be in 6 months. Trust me, this is a tried and tested thing, self or in my clients. So I hope this video was very helpful, and if you find that this information is helpful to you and it is valuable, don't forget to subscribe for like future videos that I'll be posting regarding different areas of mindset coaching. and I will see you in the next video.